Ever wonder what you'd do if you discovered your favorite childhood activity was actually a federal crime? Growing up, I honestly thought my family was just cool. While other kids were doing boring stuff like soccer practice, my parents trained my brother and me to be undercover agents. We were pretty broke, but every few months my dad would rush through the front door, slam his hand on the kitchen counter, and yell, "Operation Midnight!" That was our cue. We had exactly 10 minutes to pack everything we cared about into a single black duffel bag. If you left it behind, it was compromised. And yeah, it didn't stop there. We weren't just packing. We had to wipe down the doorknobs with bleach. We had to leave the TV on volume 30. We even had to sneak out the bathroom window instead of using the front door. Dad would drive us through the night to a random new state. When the sun finally came up, Mom would turn around from the passenger seat, hand us a piece of paper and say, "Pick your new spy names, boys." I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Other kids were stuck in one boring town with the same boring name. We got to outsmart the bad guys. But when I turned 12, we slipped up. We were running Operation Midnight in a cheap rental in Ohio. I was rushing to grab my favorite hoodie and I accidentally knocked over a heavy glass lamp. It shattered everywhere. That's when things got worse. Dad didn't just tell me to be quiet. He grabbed my arm, his face completely pale with pure panic, and shoved me toward the window. Then I heard it. Violent banging on the front door. Deep voices yelling to open up. That's when I decided to peek through the front blinds. There were 4 police cruisers parked on our lawn, red and blue lights flashing right into the living room. My dad literally threw us out the back window. We sprinted through the woods in the pitch black for 3 miles until my lungs were burning. The fun spy game suddenly felt terrifying. When we finally hid in an old barn, my parents were sobbing. Real tears. Spies don't cry. But for years, they kept up the lie. They promised the agency was just testing our survival skills. It wasn't until I turned 18 and needed my birth certificate for college that the entire illusion shattered. I couldn't find my documents, so I broke into a locked metal box hidden in my dad's closet. I didn't find any spy badges or secret government files. I found out my real name wasn't actually mine. I found a massive stack of stolen credit cards. Operation Midnight wasn't a fun family training mission. It was us fleeing from a massive string of felony fraud charges across 14 different states. And the most sickening part, my older brother Max, I found his missing persons poster at the bottom of the box.